Hello. Who's prompt today? Nobody's here yet? That's okay. We'll tag a few people and get them here so we can have some fun. Let's see, who wants to play tonight? Just tagging a few people. See if anybody wants to come play. We're going to do a new technique tonight. Let's see what everybody thinks. All right, Kathy's here. Who else is here? Anybody else here? Got something fun for tonight. Something new, never seen before. Are you guys excited? Comment when you come on so I know you're here. Sharon Baker. Okay, well, I'm sure some other people will jump on. Yay! See, I got somebody here. I'm sure some other people will jump on while we get going, but I'm going to go ahead and start explaining what we're going to do tonight because it's a little different than I've done before. So I thought this would be kind of fun. So I've already picked a few colors for the card base and such. So a matting and a card base. And I'm going to set those aside for now. And I thought I would play with this Mandala stencil. So normally when we say we're going to play with the Mandala stencil, we're usually doing oxides or inks or something like that, but we're not. We're going to use Copics, but not like we did the last time. So the last time we just colored inside the stencil, but this time that's not what we're going to do. We're going to actually use our multiliner and we're going to trace out the design. What? We're going to trace out the design this time. And then this is going to be our sentiment. And I think we're going to actually, we're going to emboss that. Or, yeah, that's what you call it. Embossing. See? I know what I'm talking about. I sound a little crazy, but I know what I'm talking about. So I'm using this little mat only because I just thought it would be easier. Hi, Rinska. So we're actually going to play with this mandala, but when I get done with this, it is not going to look at all like this mandala. So I wonder if people buy stencils and then always use them. Hi, Jamie. Always use them in the form that they're made. So I decided that we should play with this one in a different way. So y'all get ready for this because this is going to be way different than we usually do. So I'm going to set this on here. We are not using oxides. We are not using anything like that. We are going to use Copics. So I want to see how many of you see the design in it that I'm going to use once I start going. So I've got me some washi tape here, feeling all patriotic with my little flags here. And I'm going to tape it down up here at the top. I didn't touch much. I don't want to cover much because I'm going to actually work on it. Hi, Cheryl. And then, hey, bestie. And then this one, I'm just going to tape down here because I really want to hold it still. But I don't want to tape the paper because I'm going to actually go all the way down on this. So I might even think that we need to put a little bit more washi tape on the sides. That might be relevant. So let me see here real quick if I can get this washi tape rolling. I'm almost out of this. I'm almost out of my flag washi tape. So this one I'm going to tape right here. And you'll see why I'm choosing to tape in these certain spots once we get started. But I'm not going to spill the beans till we get going. Sometimes when you look at a mandala, there's a lot more in it than just what you see. So this is called Mandala Stencil. That's it. Just that's its name. And we do have them in the shop. They are available right now. So I grabbed my multiliner. This is the 0.3. So it's a little bit bigger than, you know, the ones we usually use for other stuff. So what I'm going to do is zoom in so you guys can really see what I'm doing. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead, it was the first one you designed, I'm going to go ahead and start outlining the parts that I want to color. So I'm going to pick this one. And I'm really just tracing it out. And then we're going to color it. So that's why I'm using the Copic multiliner, because I want to be able to color it and not have it bleed or anything. So we're actually using the Copic multiliner, the 0.3, because I wanted it to be big enough lines that I didn't go out of the lines really bad. I don't know why my hands are shaking so much tonight, but that's really causing me a little bit of an issue. And I did eat. Eating usually makes my hands shake, but you see what I'm doing? You already see it, don't you? It doesn't take much for it to pop out, huh?
Because you turned down the ice cream.
I did turn down ice cream tonight. It's shocking, I know. Okay. So, are we starting to see something? Oops. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to color it. So we're going to cover it up. Any little mistakes or whatever. But I would suggest doing your tracing a little bit smaller. I mean, a little bit slower than I am. But I'm so excited for you guys to see what's going to happen with this. Super awesome way to use this stencil. I'm excited. Say it isn't so. I bet you didn't even know you did this, Jamie. I'm pretty sure this was not the intent of the stencil, but isn't it great when you can find different uses for a stencil than you thought? You're thinking so many things now. So many things we can do to change up our stencils. It's amazing. So I'm just going to pick bits and pieces of this stencil, not the whole thing, just the design that I want out of what's on here. And I'm just outlining it, and then it's just like, it's going to feel the same as coloring a stamp because you have the outline, and it'll be wide enough that you'll be able to stay in the lines and color. It's pretty cool. So I bet you guys are all going to want to run over there and see what kind of stencils you have after this and what other designs you can find within the stencils that you have. And then if you just love this one, because I think this project's going to turn out pretty super cool. So I am excited. And this is in the shop, available right now, if you're interested in playing with it as well. Because there's always different ways to use these. It's just that when we oxide, the oxide is so, you're thinking of all of our stencils, the oxides just cover so much space that when you do it, you just don't think about all the little things that make up this design. And I am trying to think of all the different things. So it started out because I asked my husband, I said, what do you think I should do tonight? And he was like, oh, I don't know. Just, you should do something with the stencils, blah, blah, blah. And then I got some out and I started playing with them. And I thought, you know, maybe I'd Copic color it, but I'll outline it so I don't have to hold the stencil on there and hope I don't go out of the lines like I did that last one that I did. And I started tracing this one out and I was like, oh my gosh, look at the other patterns in there. That's super amazing. So I decided that I would just play with just this. So you could trace it all out, but I thought, wouldn't it be awesome to only trace out the part that I want? So here's the really cool part. When I take this off, you're going to see a whole different design on there, and then we're going to color it with our Copic markers. Let's see if I can get all my tape off of here. And this tape works really good. I'm sad it's almost gone. Take it off, take it off, take it off. Are you ready? Here we go. Now what does it look like? I super love it. It's exciting. That's what she said. So now I'm going to put it on my glass mat and we're going to color it. So it didn't do anything to the stencil. The way the tips are made on these, they just go right in between the stencil so you can, it doesn't do anything to it. Didn't even mark it up at all. So just trying to find new ways, different ways to use your stencil. So I think that these look like candles. So we are going to color these like they're candles. So I've pulled out some colors here because I thought this would be super nifty. So I pulled out some colors already. And I'm going to start with making my candles blue. Now, it is birthday time. So now let's just, Jamie, this is not going to be 5 color combos and 7 color combos. This is going to be quick and easy, simple color combos. So 3. 3, 3, 3. I'm going to use 3 on all of them, except maybe I might need a few more to make that look like a candle, the top of a candle. So B18 and B16 and B04 are the colors that I chose for this. So starting with B18, I'm just going to color my candles. So I'm just going to go in here and darken the corners and the bottom. Just like that. And then I'm going to just go around and color all my candles. But who knew there were candles in this stencil? I mean to tell you, I was so excited when I found them. I was like, this is awesome. I'm going to do this. And not only that, but it's like getting to color a mandala, which I don't know about you guys, but I like to color the mandalas because you can make them whatever color you want. It's super fun. I don't know why I always want my birthday candles to be like a turquoisey blue, but I just do. Even though purple is my favorite color, and believe me, we're going to put some purple in this picture, of course. But you made the dang stencil and you didn't even know. Yeah, it's surprising when it's in there. I missed the inside of that one. Let's grab that real quick so I don't miss coloring it. So pretty simple to put the stencil right back on. See, I just missed that one little spot right there. So I got my multi-liner. I gotta have the inside of my candle. I can't be without that. So there we go. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. Just really lightly. They are teeny tiny little areas. And then we're going to flip it around and start over here. And you could make this boy colors, girl colors, any color really. So, hi Mickey. So those people just jumping on, let me know if you don't know where this came from, this design came from, because you might have it in your stash and not even know it. And not even know it. It's kind of amazing. We have a lot of stuff, so you never know. Linda's watching? Oh, you missed the beginning, didn't you, Mama? Okay, so when I finish these candles, I'll show real quick how we came up with this design. It only take a second to show. Okay, so I used this stencil. So this is our mandala stencil. I laid it on the paper and I traced out a few of the designs I thought would look pretty cool. And when I took it off, they became candles. And so I thought this would make the perfect birthday card. So because I have my candles blue, I'm going to go ahead and color the inside of them. And this would make a lot of good practice, quick and easy card. I just think it's super cool. So I was trying to think outside of the box and thought you guys might like to really analyze your stencils a little deeper, see what they have. It's just, I just pulled this out of my head. I didn't see it anywhere else. I just went to check on I just went to trace some of it, so maybe we could color like a mandala tonight. And once I started tracing, I saw the candles and I was like, that's it. That's what I'm doing tonight. So I'm just making sure that the first color blends really well with the second. And we're just following it around, doing all the candles first. They're small spaces, so I figured we could do them all at the same time. I don't usually do that many at the same time, but I thought, we can do it. Oh no, feels like 2. Gross. It was 84 here today. I went and got my nails done. They're pretty pink. I thought they would be perfect for like Easter time, since that time's creeping up on us pretty fast. Hi, Kim. I bet you have this mandala, Mom. I bet you could have some fun practicing. It also gives you practice in the lines with your Copic markers. Just new fun technique to try. And who knows what else? Hi Brenda. Who knows what else you could come up with all of the stencils that you have in your stash. So those that are jumping on now, we're just, we used the mandala stencil and we traced the openings with our Copic multi-liner, and now we're coloring it in, but we didn't trace all of them. We just picked specific areas that we thought would make a new design, and we ended up with candles. You could put your favorite birthday girl on a wobble in the middle. Yes, you could. I could too. But I opted for a sentiment that I think goes perfect with lots of candles. And I think I'm going to emboss it because it won't take that long and we could do it real quick. I did a whole bunch of embossing on my ATCs this time, so I'm feeling a little more confident on the embossing these days. Plus, that tool, oh my gosh, that tool we have in the shop from Rabbit Hole Designs, this thing right here, if you've never seen this, oh my gosh, this is like a whole game changer right here. This is the best thing ever. I'll show you how it works when we get to that part. We'll get there because we're going to do it tonight. But that thing, love it. It made my, every single one of the things that I embossed for my ATC cards came out perfect. No extra black dots anywhere, and I embossed in black. It just, was yummy. I was super happy. They sell as fast as you get them. Oh, are we out of stock? They're still amazing. We'd have to get some more, but wow. It's total game changer for me. I mean, I will definitely emboss way more than I did before. I never did it before because I always felt like I had these extra spots everywhere and I never could get a clean embossing look, and so I didn't like it. I mean, that was probably user error. I won't lie. But that embossing buddy just wasn't as good for me as I had hoped. She said we need it, and so I bought it. Yeah, I know. She said that to me too. That's why I bought it. Because she said it was epic, and so I bought it, and I hadn't really used it. And so I got it out for my ATCs because I really wanted to emboss on my ATCs this time. And they're all done, by the way. So it was florals. And I wanted to emboss my sentiment on there, so I went ahead and embossed them on. I'm super happy with how they came out. I don't know if you guys participated in the ATCs, but they're super fun. They're so small. They're only this size. And then you just decorate them based on the theme. You only have to do 9. I always do one for everybody. So I usually have a whole bunch more than that. But yeah. You only have to do 9 and you get 9 back. They're super fun though. I think half the challenge is how small they are. Yes, you do know what you're talking about. Because that thing is amazing. Seriously. I'm not lying about that. Oh, and there is an affiliate link if we don't have any in the shop right now. When you go to sweetsentiment.us and go in my favorite things, there's some links to Jamie's favorite shops, and Rabbit Hole Designs is in there, and you could use that affiliate link, and then whatever affiliate we earn goes back into the shop. So that's super cool too. So it's kind of helping us without shopping with us. So I am going to do these because I feel like I need a little bit more of this blue, but I'm going to do every other one so I can make some dark, some light, some dark, some light. So I'm going to go every other one here. So you can just pick whatever colors you want with this. It's super fun. I like it because it's different than what we're normally doing. I don't know if I've done anything along the normal lines. I've just been throwing all kinds of cool stuff y'all's way. I need this to quit shaking. I feel like I'm having an earthquake. I got to figure out a way to stabilize my desk a little better. Okay, so I did every other one in the darkest color. And then what I'm going to do Oh, she said she got her order today and she's been working on filling her markers. So thank you thank you for.
No, she's using her.
Yeah, it's
refill station.
amazing. It's a
That's
game
cool.
changer too, for sure. I know. I don't mind filling mine nearly as much as I did before. So I'm using this second color, the B16, to kind of go over that, but not all the way because I want to use the lightest color as well. And then I'm going to start doing these opposite little triangles as well. So I'm using it for two purposes right now. Even though we only have 3 colors. Too cold and snowy. You guys have a little bit of time this time because right when ATCs are due to come in, I'm going to be traveling to Florida, so I probably won't be able to mail them back until the 13th. So there's a little bit of extra time for those that have already shipped them to get them here because you know sometimes the mail is super duper slow. So don't not mail them thinking they won't make it. I think you have plenty of time still to get them here. I don't have that many, so I have a feeling there's either a bunch of them stuck in the mail system or a bunch of people mailed them late this time. Because usually by now I have 10 or 15 and I only have 3. Oh, your hands are not hurting you? Oh, that's so great, because I know it used to hurt my hand too. That's why I had to ask my hubby to make me something that would help with that. And it really does. It's super great. I love it. Okay, so with this one, this is B04. And with this one, I'm going to finish these ones and this one. They're still going to be lighter. One's lighter than the other. Not a big variation, but I didn't really want it to be a big variation. I just wanted it to be a little bit different. They could all be the same if you wanted them to. It would be your picture. Your picture to make. But I thought, how super fun this would be. I don't know if you guys have ever colored mandalas, but I used to get the books, the coloring books with the mandalas in it to practice on, to practice with my Copics to see if I could get some shadowing effect and stuff like that. So I used to play around with mandalas a lot. I don't much anymore, but this kind of brings back memories and I kind of like it, so. The only thing I will say though is you don't want to spend too much time putting too much ink to blend them because it may bleed outside the lines if you take too long because the line is not real thick. It's just 0.3. So if you have a bigger multi-liner you could do that as well, but I thought this one worked perfect for me, so. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to do right now with my blues. Okay, so let's get to work a little bit on these flames. So I chose 27, R27. Exactly. YR04, Y15, and Y11. Now, if you were doing like a huge flame, you'd have to elaborate on the red, the orange, and the yellow. But because it's a really small flame, we're just going to use these 4 colors. I think we can get away with that. So I'm going to start with R27, and I'm just going to put it at the bottom of each one of these. So not a whole lot of red, but enough. You can't wait to see how it comes out. Haha, I'm going to make you stay up late. It's pretty exciting watching it come to life. I figure we hadn't played with stencils in a while. We should play with some stencils. I love stencils. Look at that. Ugh. Lay down and watch. Hopefully you won't fall asleep before it's over. If you do, you'll have something to watch in the morning when you're drinking your coffee. This one is YR04, and we're going to use this in 2 different places. So I'm just going to turn this. We're going to first do it here to blend this red and orange together to kind of get that real deep flame. And then we're going to start down here and kind of go up. This is not a connected flame, so I really want to just start it out that way. And this one is just showing a small piece of it, so we're just going to make that orange as well. So then this one again, blending the red and orange together, and then a little bit of orange here on this one. Probably want to go all the way across there since I'm just going to use yellow next. So quite a bit of orange. Ooh, yeah, if you think coffee doesn't sound good, you must be feeling really yucky. You got to get better fast because we're about to start traveling. I realized today that in April, there are, 30 days in April? Ah, is it going to be your birthday? Aww. I would need your address. I would need your address. You should send it to me in a PM. You never know what you might get. Where was I? What was I saying? My mind is escaping me now. I got excited because it was Cheryl's birthday. I forgot what I was saying. Maybe it'll pop back in my head. Or maybe one of you guys can give me a hint. It is the meds doing it to her. She doesn't handle antibiotics very well. Oh, you have to get better because we're going to travel. And if there's like 30 days in April, I'm only going to be home for 12 days in the entire month of April. Ah, yay. You have our address? Yay. I don't know if you guys plan for your cards, but I have a whole method that I do for cards. So at the beginning of the year, I take all my cards and I put sticky notes on them for the people that are supposed to get cards. So I have a whole stack here coming up for April and May. And I put their name on it and their birthday, and I throw them in a box, and it's for like the whole year. And then the reason I have those out is because I knew I wasn't going to be here the whole time in April, so I had to pull out all the birthday cards that, and birthday and holiday and whatever cards I want to send. I have to pull them all out and prep them. I right around the first of the month, I go through and I pull anybody's birthdays and stuff that are for that next month that I have on my calendar, and then I get ready to mail them all out so I can make sure I actually send cards, and I do. And Easter's this month too, so that's why the stack was so big. This one is Y15. So I'm going to go over a little bit over that orange that I put over there. And I'm going to go over this orange and blend it with the yellow. This is going to kind of give us a little bit of a flame look. I'm going to leave the tips for Y11 because I feel like this is kind of a deep yellow and I want to be able to brighten it up just a little bit. So I'm going to leave some at the top for my Y11 because you know I love my Y11 for yellow. So look at these. They really are starting to look like candles now. And they weren't even intended for that. Is that not shocking? That's super duper cool. It's just coming to life right here. Few lines traced outside of the stencil. And now you're going to have a whole background. Amazing. My birthday's not until June. You're playing with... Yeah, no, you better finish all 10 days, Jamie. I mean it. I know you feel bad now, but what if you get sick while you're on your trip? You would be so unhappy. You better finish all of them. No wine. No wine, and take them all. Okay. So now we have a little bit on the ends to fill in. You like it? Yay! I'm super glad you guys like it. Okay, so this one is Y11. And I'm just going to go in and kind of touch, just briefly touch that one. And then I'm going to go in with this one. Just bring in that yellow just a little bit more to make them really shine at the top. I know you're not going to be happy about them, and it's okay. You can call and vent to me as unhappy as you are, but as long as you finish them. See, this Y11 just makes it perfect. I'm glad I didn't leave that part out, although it was a thought to just do the other one, but I think it kind of needs this Y11 because it makes it really, yeah, it makes it really shine. It's super cool. You like it, Renska? I could see you doing something like this for sure. Let's go ahead and blend this one out too. We might as well, right? There we go. Okay. All right. So now we have... Okay. All right. Good night, Jamie. Okay, so now before I put these away, I think I want to put a little bit more yellow in there. So I'm going to take my Y15 again. I feel like it needs just a little bit more. And I'm going to do these little dots down here. And I'm just going to outline them, and then I'll color in the center with the really light one. So I'm only going to use 2 colors on this one. I'm trying to stick with the same colors throughout the picture. So I'm going to put these in here, but no orange or red with it. I don't want it to look like flames are coming out of the other end of the candle. I just want to put a little yellow to bring it all together. Okay, and this one. And this one. And there's so many possibilities. You could color this so many different ways, or you could, you know, do the inside from the stencil or the bubbles from the stencil. I mean, just whatever. There's so many possibilities, so many more uses to get out of your stencil. Y11. Nope, not burning the candles at both ends. It will actually look, it won't look like a flame, I don't think, when I get done. Especially once I color in the half moon. I think it'll still make it all look like it's supposed to. So I'm just kind of going in a circular motion to sort of blend these 2 colors together. Make sure they get blended pretty well. It's going to keep the center of it really, really light, which I want. So I'm happy with that. You could always use a ton of markers on here and really get some shadowing going on. But I thought simple would make it fun. So there we go. At least we'll keep the yellow in the group. Okay, so now we're going to switch again to another color. Okay, so this is going to be surprising because we are not using that many markers tonight at all. So purple, you know, I told you we couldn't go without purple. So V09, V17, and V15 are going to be the combo that we're going to do for purple. Because I just love purple. I couldn't do this whole thing without any purple. So V09 is first. It's the darkest one in the color combo. So what I'm going to do, I'll just start down here, is I'm just going to color on the sides and then bring it down just a little bit lower. You'll be able to see the pattern of the purple once you see a full half circle. Or a moon. Kind of looks like a moon. So you could actually do a moon background and just move the stencil around and just do those moons all over the place. So many shapes in a mandala stencil. So many. So many you can use. So we're just starting to bring these little half moons to life. And I'm just going a part of the way down and then a little bit further with the bottom. So kind of doing them all the same. Just following that pattern. It's kind of meditative actually. This is really good coloring if you're feeling stressed out or something. You don't really have to think that much about. Just throw colors in there and keeps your mind busy. Super good for you. All right, so we're getting halfway there, and then the V15 is a much brighter purple, so that's going to give a whole different look to this deep dark. You changed your mail? Oh, my nails. Yes, I did. Lunchtime today. The other ones started falling off, and I was like, I cannot do a live with some creepy looking half polished half. These are my real nails though. This time I just had her put a little bit of the powder over my real nails, so these are not tips. I'm kind of proud of that, even though they're really short. They're all mine. Although when I pay for them I still feel like they're mine. And I usually go with really dark colors, but for some reason, Easter maybe, I decided to go with lighter colors. That's not the norm for me. I usually like very dark, very glittery colors. But this girl was getting her nails done when I went in, and she had just finished, and she had this nail polish on, and I changed my mind from the deep, dark, glittery pink to this one just because they looked so good on her. I was like, oh, can I do those? Can I copy her nails? Because I like them. I'm super happy with them. Thank you. Hey, did I freeze? Is it frozen for you guys, or is it moving? It froze on my TV. Are you guys still there? Well, I saw So it's still going? It didn't freeze. Okay, well, it must be a Facebook thing because I know that was happening to Jamie as well. Hey, hon?
What?
Can you come out here and help me? Because the screen froze and I can't see anything anybody is saying. So this one is the full, just the circle part. They said they can still see me, but look, the whole TV went off and everything. So I can't see anything. And I won't be able to cast from my phone now either. So hold on 1 second. I'm gonna open my computer so I can see your comments. So give me 1 sec. It won't take me long. I'm pretty fast. Unless my hubby can fix it to get me back online. Oh, there can't be a problem with the internet.
No, there isn't.
Because Facebook is still working. Ugh. All right. So I'm going to keep going, but right now I can't see your comments. So just hang tight. And we'll see what we can do. Okay, so V17 is next, and it's still pretty dark. All right, I'm about to pull it up on my... Oh, somebody said, where you at? Did you actually lose? Did I actually lose? Okay, so we seem to be having some kind of weird internet issue thing. So I am checking to make sure that... Okay, it looks like it's still working. And now I have you on my computer so I can see comments now. So you can still see in here. Okay, great. Okay, we're going to pick up again. I don't know what happened. That was so bizarre. But now I'm going to be on a delay. But at least I'll be able to see them. Okay, so we're going to do V17. And we're just going to go ahead and extend out where we left our last color off at. So sorry about that, guys. That doesn't usually... Oh, Facebook. Yeah, they did it to Jamie this morning, but she was saying she was having problems with it too, so I'm not really sure what's up with that. But it's not like I've been on for a long time. But at least we got something. We got something fixed. We got something going. At least I got my laptop. I can see you guys a little bit. And I can tell that I'm staying in the space, so that's all that really matters. So you guys can still see and you can still hear. So if I can't see what I'm doing, I think that's okay. So I'm leaving a little space open for the last color because it's going to change it's going to change it. It's going to make it a much brighter, much brighter purple. I like this, but I think the much brighter purple is going to help pull in all the colors and stuff. I feel like I feel a little bit like I'm lost only because I usually, like when I start the live, I cast my video to my TV, so I see you guys in real time. The TV came back on. So usually I can see myself live, so I can see it as it's happening rather than a delay, which is what I have to see on my computer. So it works really great for me, but when it falls apart, eek, it falls apart. But we're all good. We are all good now. We're just coloring these little moon shapes, leaving a little space for our third color. We still got quite a few people hanging out with us as far as I can tell, which is awesome. And I saw Ellen popped in at some point, I thought. So hello. Hello, Ellen. Awesome. So, Ellen, while I'm coloring, I'll tell you, just so you know, I used the Mandala Stencil from the shop to make this design on my paper. It's actually this Mandala Stencil. I just only used pieces of it, see, to make this design, which I thought would be super fun. And now we're coloring it up and we're making it look like candles. So it's a different way to use your stencil, which I thought would be super fun. Ah, dropping company. Yep, that happens. Okay, so see how much lighter it's going to take a little bit of blending back and forth to really get these colors to blend well together. But they're going to be super pretty. So there's that one. That's what they're all going to look like when we get done with them. So at first it looks like, oh no, these aren't going to work together, but they do. They work very well together. And I kind of like that they move the color a little bit. Sometimes that can be a pain, but sometimes that can be really beneficial if that's what you're going for. Which is exactly what I was going for on this one. So if you end up getting it too light in one section, you can always go back with the other color and add a little bit more. I would recommend, because the lines of this are so small because I traced them with a multiliner, that I would let it dry a little bit and then go back after it dries a little bit to blend better. That way I won't have too much ink on the paper at one time, so it won't bleed outside the lines. But I'm pretty happy with how this is coming out. I think it's neat. It's a new thing. It's the first time I've ever tried it was tonight, so pretty happy. I know I am going to need a bigger desk. You'd be surprised that I was just looking the other day at all of the stuff we've done together, and some of them I haven't made cards out of or anything, and I was like, oh, I'm just rotating them during the day. Like, I want to look at this one today. I want to look at that one today. But yes, I have lots of favorites right now. But soon I'll make cards out of them and take pictures of them, and then I'll have them for memory for always. And then they'll move on to whatever new home they're going to go to, probably. That's kind of how I roll. I used to keep them for a really long time. I do have a few cards that I made in the very beginning of crafting that I just never got rid of. Like if I won an award with them or something, you know, like, or I won somebody's challenge with them, I kept them just to just for memory, because if I won, it must have been something special. Unless it was a random drawing, then I didn't save it. But if it was actually picked, then I usually save it for a while. I have let go of a few of them, but they're hard to let go of. Or if I just super love it, I'll hold on to it for a while. Like most of our coloring things, I end up really liking them. They stay on my desk for a while. All right, we're almost there. I got 4 more to go. I turn the paper and make it a little easier for myself. The cactus was a showstopper. It was a long one, that's for sure. I like how it came out, but it did take a long time to get there. But it was super worth it. It also made me wish we had cactus in that shop. So I started talking to Jamie about that. Like, maybe we need some cactus in our shop. Because they were super fun to color. And you got so many possibilities with them, so. We might have some of them in the future. You never know what the future holds. Could be anything, could be anything. I was just going to say I didn't think I was doing the flipping of my marker tonight, but I just saw myself do it, so I guess I am doing it. I think it happens, I just do it all the time, I just don't realize I'm doing it. You guys know we had some new release this past weekend. We had some of our older stamps that sold out really fast, and people kept asking about them when we haven't been able to get them back in the shop, so we released some of them as digi stamps. That's it for my purples. So now we got one more color for all these little things, and I decided to use a yellow-green color, so I went for, you told her that too, I went for YG17, YG03, and then YG21. So I thought maybe we needed just a little bit of another pop of color, so I decided to go with green for in between. So we could do this multitude of ways, but because I don't want it to bleed outside the lines, I'm just going to trace around them. Make them dark on the outside, light on the inside. And there's so many different ways you could do this. It's just whatever your personal preference is. And if you guys feel, if you have this stencil and you feel like trying it out, I'd love to see what you come up with. So definitely post it in the group. I love to see that you guys get something out of these techniques you can try, so you can play around, but definitely share them. We'd love to see them. Makes us super happy. Super, super happy. Okay, so that was my YG17. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Brenda. And this is YG03. So this one's going to start moving a little bit lighter. So I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to touch where those two meet, just to blend out that harsh line. You could almost leave it just like that. You wouldn't even have to necessarily put the last color in, but I think we're going to, because it'll lighten it up to that, what's in the candy dish? The candy dish is almost empty. There is one, here you go, there's one, there's one Jordan almond left in the candy dish right now. There's one Jordan almond. My husband and I have been binge watching the Deal or No Deal on Prime Video. It's so funny. I know, I still have a really big bag of Jordan almonds. I just need to refill my candy dish. My hubby comes in here and eats them, so haven't had a chance to refill it yet. had Smarties in there too, but I think we're out of Smarties now. It's time for Easter candy though. And Jordan almonds are perfect for Easter because they're so pastel colored that they're so pretty. They look great on your desk. And the last color I have is YG21. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that right in the center. Don't want to do too much blending. I don't want to wash out any of those colors, so I'm touching it very, very lightly because I want to get it just a little bit wet, but I want to leave that really bright yellow in the center. So just touching really lightly. Again, you could always go dark to light. You could do the center part dark and the outside part light. It just whatever you are in the mood for. Alrighty. So there we go. Now we have all the things that we outlined ready to go. That's it. Can you believe it? 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 markers. That's all I used. That's craziness right there, I tell you. Okay. So I like this. I'm super happy. Where is my... Here it is. Okay. So I have my Misty set up. So this is going to be the background for our card. I chose the sentiment that says, "It's your birthday. Let's set fire to baked goods and sing happy birthday off key while you sit there awkwardly." So I have some sweet sentiment paper in my Misty here. Oops. And now I have magnets stuck together. Okay. And then I'm going to use my embossing buddy. I mean my Versa Mark, whatever you call that crazy stuff. I'm going to use my Versa Mark, if I can remember where I put it. Here it is. Okay. And I'm just going to get that all marked up there. And because this has a lot of words on it, you know, I want to make sure I don't miss anything, and it's super hard to tell when it's Versamark. A little bit of an earthquake there. But I want to make sure that gets on there pretty good. I'm going to do it twice just because I want to make sure I pick up everything. Oh, man. See, I knew that was going to happen. Okay, hold tight one moment, please. I forgot to use the most awesome product ever that I talked about earlier, and I'm not going to do this without it, so we're not going to do that other one. Okay, so when you open this up, it's got, you can see the powder. You're not supposed to touch the brush. But anyway, when you run it across the paper like this, it makes all that embossing powder not stick where it's not supposed to. So I forgot to do that, and seriously, the way they epically came out over the weekend when I was doing the ATC cards, I'm not even going to do this without that. So I'm going to press that down. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put more Versamark on here just because I want to make sure I get all the words done, because it's going to be terrible if it doesn't work. Okay, so I did it twice. Should be good. Hopefully I should be good. I don't know how you guys usually do your embossing, but when I do mine, I have it all set up in, let's see if I can pull this without sticking all of them together. I usually keep mine in this Tupperware container. It looks like this. And I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you guys can see. And I have these cute little spoons, these cheapo spoons I got. And I always keep it in this container because it makes it easier to just do it and then put it away. So then, look at, I mean, it's just coming right off. See, there are no dots stuck anywhere that they're not supposed to be. I love that. Because seriously, I always have dots all over the place. And I actually have my heating tool right here next to me, so hold tight. I gotta turn it on and let it warm up just a little bit. Then I'm going to heat it up. Let's see if we can watch it. Hopefully you guys can see it as it changes. Kind of my favorite part, watching it change. There it goes. Ooh, so pretty. I like that it makes it, yes, it is a great invention. I like that it makes it so much more bold rather than just stamping it on there. It makes it super bold. So now we need to give it a second to dry because I'm going to actually cut it out with the die cut that comes with it, and I don't want to mess up any of the, oh yeah, we're good. So let's put this, because I think this will be better. It'll cut it out better than I would cut it out. And then I'm going to pull some of this, my patriotic washi tape I used for the other stuff. I'm just going to pull the little ones that I had. And I'm going to tape this down. Because I have a Gemini. I don't know, do you guys have a Gemini? Does anybody have a Gemini? I have a big Gemini, and when I use my Gemini, you have to run everything through with the blades up. So I have to tape down my dies. Oh, goodness. What are you doing? Are you okay? Are you okay? All right, so let me run this through real quick. Okay, so the doggy tried to run under my feet, and he was not happy. Oh, you have a Gemini? I love my Gemini. But the very first cut I ever did with my Gemini, I put the blade face down, and I cut the magnetic sheet. Oh, man, was I ever upset. Luckily, it didn't cut it too far, but if you look, like if I turn it over, you can see it really right here. I cut these two cars out right on my map. Just cut them out. Oh, I was so devastated. And then I read the instructions. Oh, you have the new Sizzix switch? I've heard so many people. I did, Cheryl. It's awful. I did. I didn't step hard, though, I promise. And he's okay. I checked on him already. But he tries to stay under my feet all the time. And it just is so hard. I mean, he's always sleeping right by my feet. Under my feet, around my feet. He gets up when I get up. It just makes it complicated, you know. But he's okay. All right. So I cut this yellow so I could mat it on the yellow because I kind of thought it needed a little bit more than when I put it on the blue by itself. So I did a teeny little matting on this one, and then we're going to put it on here. So let's go ahead and stick it down. Let's use our Barely Art glue because that Barely Art glue is amazing. My mom has the Sizzix switch. Oh, that was you that said it. I have it too. Yeah, she said she has it. I know a lot of people have talked about having it. They say they really like it. It kind of made me want one, but I don't need one because I have a Gemini. And I like how big the Gemini plate is. I can do really big, I can cut really big dies with my Gemini plate. So I really like my Gemini. I'm pretty happy with it. But I'm kind of jealous listening to everybody else talk about what they're doing. I didn't lay this down on there right. Your puppy's under your chair too? Oh, they always follow you and try to get up at the same time as you do. And then, oh, it just breaks my heart when that happens. I hate when that happens. I was like, where are you going? We're not going anywhere. I'm going to put some more glue on here because I've already ripped this off. But this is why we like Barely Art glue, because we get a couple of chances. I'm going to stand up. Stand up! And put this on here. So I can do a lot better when I stand up. See? And the truth behold, right there. Much better when I stand up. The Sizzix plates are big too. I know the old Sizzix, I used to have to change out the plates for a different plate in order to cut something really big. Not that I even cut much. I usually don't even use my dies, but I do like to make albums and different 3D projects, so sometimes I need a big mat for that. Okay, here we go, standing up again. Make sure I get that on there straight. So the yellow is 1/8 inch shorter all the way around, and the white that I used for the stencil is 1/4 of an inch shorter than the regular card all the way around. So that's the sizes that I used. And then I think we should pop this up. Let me see. I'm running out of pops. I gotta fill my pop jar. Isn't that neat? You guys, look at how much stuff we could do with our stencils. This is super awesome. I'm about as excited as you guys probably are because I've never done this before. I just got it out and decided to try something new, see what I could come up with, and I'm super happy with it. I'm just going to cut my sweet pops up so I can put a little bit down here. They're slippery little suckers for sure. So they are going flying everywhere. Okay. And then all we have to do is take this off. One more after this one. One more. Almost there. Okay. And then I'm just going to put this right in the center of this little circle that's on here. That's why I didn't trace the center part of that circle, because I figured you wouldn't be able to see it anyway. But look at how cool that looks. And you could put some bling around it if you wanted to. But that turned out nicely. I'm super happy about that. Look at all the cool stuff we can do with our stencils now. Holy cow. Isn't that exciting? I'm super excited about that. So then this little thing, you close it up like this. And then I just throw it in my little dish on my desk and I'm all good to go. It turned out great. You like it? It's super cool. It's such a cool idea, I think. I had no idea. I really had no idea that there were candles in this mandala. I mean, I've used it a million times and I had no idea until I laid it down and started tracing it out. But so cool. Imagine if we left those out and just did these. What would it look like? I mean, there's so many different things that you can do. So don't just use your stencils one way. Use them every way you can. Get your money's worth. That's the way I see it. That's the way I like it. So there we go. That's our project for tonight. I will be back tomorrow night with something new. I don't know what. I haven't decided, but I'm going to think about that when I get done here tonight and have something new for you guys for tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me. I love it that you guys come back and spend the evening with me. that flower one. You can't remember the name of it. I have to show you how I did that flower one. Is it a flower stamp? Send me a PM, Cheryl, and if it's something that I have or that we can do, I can definitely do that. Good night, Rinska. Bye, Mom. Bye, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow night.